Alright, and we are back. This is the last part of the silent movie things. Fucking real tech. Mission is infiltrate. Essentially, in this mission, you have to plant these trackers on the red sun, and the way you do this is you're flying in that Shahar ship you captured in the previous mission. Right now they're following the red sun. They're kind of wondering why it's not killing them. While the League is on this guy on the ship with the loudspeakers on top of it that don't work in space is saying that the final battle has begun. And I'd like to say, no fucking shit. Why? That's why. And he's still talking, and he's not talking anymore, and the war has started. But Valdemar says that is not what will decide the fate of humanity. No siree. No siree, Bob. Bob. Bob, 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 Bob. Loading. Loading, 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 loading. Alright, this mission you're infiltrating with the Shahar fighter that you captured earlier. The first half of the mission comprises you flying in formation with these dudes. Smart thing is to stay in third person, as with most of the game while doing this, so you can keep track of what they're doing when and how and where and all that who's muddit stuff. Who's muddit. That's a stupid word I just made up. I created a really stupid word just now. You could ignore that. I was kind of noticing by now how it looks like a fucking vampire bat. The Shahar really have like this Nosferatu thing going on, don't they? I thought so. You may notice at the bottom left of the screen you have something that says Death Ray. That is the weapon I was talking about. Ultimate fucking weapon. Basically, it's a knife fight weapon. You'll see how it works in a minute. Or 3 or 4 minutes. You have to get within really close range, sort of like with the scattergun, but once you do, oh, they are so fucking screwed. You would not believe how fast it will tear through them. You are in for some serious shit. And I have planned, well, I'll keep that for later. Anyways, half the mission prize is just flying in formation with these dudes. Trying not to hit them. Luckily, it's pretty lenient. It's not like the flight simulator in the original Star Fox where if you're slightly out, you know, you're all screwed. It's pretty lenient with where you are in their formation. And there's the red sun. Killed one of its own fighters. You couldn't hear the explosion, but I felt that. Didn't feel it to the rumble, though. How do you get the 360 controller to rumble, though? If anyone could tell me. How do you get it to the 360 controller to rumble with the PSXE? Because I can't. I've tried all kinds of stuff. Is there a plugin you can download, or how do you set it up? Really appreciate it. You gotta hit it with these phase distorter things. A little phlebotomium, and they get pissed off when you hit them once. I thought I had tagged all of them, but there's a third one on there that I have to go get to, and I just saw it there. You're about to see the Death Ray. And you're about to hear a lot of bad touch, because guess what? That's what the Death Ray does. Did you see that? Check it out again. Bzz, boom! This is fucking... Watch. Bzz, bzz, boom! It's a scary-ass weapon. You have to be really close. See how fast it drains that shit. Bzz, boom! the fucking ultimate weapon of Colony Wars 3. Boom. You're also noticing the flares aren't doing a damn thing against their missiles. I don't know what that was about. Boom. You're also seeing that it's also auto-locking on whatever is in its path. They are just so utterly screwed when you hit them with it. It's scary. See? I'm not always talking out of my ass when I say this weapon's the most powerful in the game. Not always. And the missiles are still incoming. I don't know why that is. They should not still be heading for you. Makes no sense. None at all. At all. At all. Why am I repeating myself so much? Okay, here they are. They're talking about they're sleeping. They slept like the dead, like they were practicing for the real thing, when the general shows up. And he explains what the Red Sun is up to. It's going to find a big warp hole, launch a bunch of spores into it that are going to hatch into giant monster ships like itself. All across the galaxy. And this is bad. Very, very bad. Now that they have planted the disruptors on it, they can drag it into subspace. But you're screwed, because you just flew into the middle of a war zone. And then the main menu pops up in the middle of the war zone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just there at the end of this game. There are only a few more missions left. And the one coming up, I am dreading. Because this one is not only an escort mission, this one is not only a grapple mission, this one is not only a fly and gun as fast as you can mission, this one is a, oh my god, I'm in the middle of a war zone getting shot at by both sides mission. That's never fun. Well, it might be. Some of the missions I've been playing. But, you know, from my memory, I remember this mission really sucking every time I played it. And I think it's in two halves as well. There are two halves of this mission. So I'm going to stop this here. I know this was a really small set. I didn't intend it for it to be only 3 parts, but I'm going to fix up the sound and I'll continue it later. And I will see you around. Yes, around. Later, peeps. Got a pretty penny, too.